the odd thing is, I thought I was going to be a scientist or an engineer. I was a science guy, playing with rockets as a kindergartner. Like I was just, I was fascinated by science and engineering and mechanics and how things worked and why things worked. And actually came to college. I got into a joint program between Emory and Georgia Tech, where I would end up with a degree from both schools, one from Tech and Engineering and one from Emory in Sciences, because I'm one of those weird guys who's left brain and right brain, and in about equal measures. But the program was terribly run. I mean, it was the first year they had done it, and it was all a disaster. Like nobody knew what they were doing. There was no real coordination between the schools, and I think after a couple of years they dropped the program. But even before they dropped the program, I dropped out. I'm just like, I can't deal with this level of nonsense, and. I kind of kept going on the engineering track for a little bit from Emory, but they're really not an engineering school, and so I ended up, oddly enough, switching to international studies because I speak a couple languages, and so that seemed kind of like an interesting other way to go. Yeah. And what took me to law school was in high school. One of my best friends dragged me one day to a mock trial practice. The high school had a mock trial team. He's like, I'm doing this. You got to come with me. You speak well. You think well on your feet. You're coming with me. And I'm like, all right. And he was being sponsored by the calculus teacher, at the school, who I really liked, and I respected him. And I'm like, all right, Mr. Yates is running it. It's probably not going to be a complete design. Turns out I loved it, and I was really good at it.